Welcome back. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining me for this explainer today because we are charting a course to totally master US travel in 2026. We've got an incredible journey ahead of us. We're going to be for this explainer today because we are charting a course to totally master US travel in 2026. We've got an incredible journey ahead of us. We're going to be digging into the very best data and some amazing insider guides to help you plan trips that are actually memorable and not just stressful.
So, I want to start off by asking you a serious question. Is following the typical tourist herd this year a major mistake? Honestly, yeah, it kind of is. If you're planning to just copy-paste the exact same top 10 lists that everybody else is looking at, you might be setting yourself up for super long lines, insanely high prices, and real travel burnout. And let me show you exactly why that is. Just wrap your head around this staggering number for a second. 2.52 billion. That is the forecast for total domestic person trips in 2026. The sheer volume of people hitting the road and taking to the skies is just immense. And honestly, it creates a real sense of urgency for us to completely rethink how and where we spend our vacation days.
What's really wild is the actual breakdown of this massive surge. When you look at the US travel forecast data, you can clearly see that mainstream travel is literally booming to record highs, pushing well past previous years. I mean, leisure trips alone are forecasted to hit 2 billion. The data absolutely proves that if you head to the obvious hotspots this year, you are going to be sharing them with an unprecedented crowd.
But hey, don't worry, because we have a strategy. Here is our 2026 travel playbook. We'll start with the macroeconomic why in the State of Travel 2026. Then, we'll uncover some hidden tourist gems, walk through a month-by-month playbook, highlight some 2026 festivals worth visiting, and finally, we'll lock down smart budgets and planning.
All right, jumping right into Section 1, State of Travel 2026. Let's unpack the true reality of the travel landscape we're facing this year. This reality shapes our entire strategy. You essentially have two paths. On one hand, you have the mainstream travel trap. Sticking to popular destinations right now basically guarantees you massive crowds, way higher costs, long queues, and that kind of surface-level checklist tourism. On the other hand, you have our smart escape strategy, hidden gems. By pivoting to off-peak locations, you unlock authentic local culture, deeper insights, significantly better value, and absolutely pristine nature. It's all about meaningful travel over just, checking a box. Which leads us perfectly into Section 2. Discovering hidden tourist gems. I'm going to hand over an insider Rolodex of untouched American treasures, all based on real traveler reviews and actual park data.
Here's a rapid-fire geographic breakdown for your ideal regional getaways. Out west, we have the mountain isolation of North Cascades and the incredibly dark, starlit skies of Great Basin. Down south, there's the remote island snorkeling of Dry Tortugas and the firefly-lit swamps of Congaree. The Midwest offers the beautiful, frozen-in-time historic charm of Galena and the 5 gorgeous waterfalls of Black River. And the Southwest, it's calling with the minimalist art of Marfa and the rugged wild terrain of the Bisti Wilderness.
Just to give you an idea of these treasures, let's take the Bisti Wilderness down in New Mexico. Travelers literally describe it as having alien-like landscapes you won't see anywhere else. Just imagine hiking through completely unmarked, raw terrain filled with bizarre hoodoos and fossil-rich grounds. It feels straight out of a sci-fi film. This is exactly the kind of untouched exploration waiting for you when you finally step off the beaten path.
But knowing where to go is really only half the battle. So, welcome to Section 3, the month-by-month playbook. We were talking about perfectly timing your trips.
Because sequencing your nature trips completely transforms the experience. Check out this timeline. You hit Death Valley in January, right? That way you enjoy comfortable hiking without that deadly summer heat. Then in May, you visit Florida's 700 natural springs way before the oppressive humidity and the hurricane season arrive. July is absolutely reserved for the blooming alpine meadows of Glacier National Park. And October? Well, that's when you chase the breathtaking, vibrant fall foliage across the mountains of Colorado.
Let's do a quick spotlight on August, specifically Washington's North Cascades National Park. Summer is the absolute best time to explore this area. You get glacier views, pristine emerald lakes, and, this is huge, actual silence, without the typical national park gridlock. And the really cool part is, by going in summer, you can enjoy incredible trail views, like the Maple Pass Loop, completely avoiding the massive crowds that flood in during the fall just to see the golden larches.
Now, if you're looking for a little more energy, let's shift gears to Section 4, 2026 festivals worth visiting.
The 2026 festival circuit is just non-stop.
In March, you've got the electric chaos of tech and music at SXSW in Austin, which is such a cool contrast to the pulsing, neon-lit dance floors of Miami's Ultra Music Festival. April brings the massive desert crowds of Coachella. July offers some really wholesome summer fun with the 100th anniversary of the National Cherry Festival up in Michigan. And in October, you can watch 500 colorful hot air balloons totally take over the New Mexico sky at the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta.
But listen, if you are going to these massive events, you need an insider edge. First rule, skip the car. Seriously, traffic at these events is legendary, especially at SXW and Ultra. Instead, book a walkable downtown vacation rental early so you can literally just stroll home. Oh, and a pro tip for music fests like Austin City Limits, always arrive early in the day to catch the emerging artist showcases way before the massive evening crowd set in.
All of this sounds amazing, right? But let's ground our inspiration in a bit of reality. Section 5, Smart Budgets and Planning.
When you look at the economic data from the U.S. Travel Association, the story is crystal clear. Total domestic leisure spending is projected to hit an incredible $911 billion in 2026. And the Travel Price Index explains exactly why. The cost of food away from home and lodging away from home is steadily climbing. Traveling the traditional way is just getting substantially more expensive.
So here is the absolutely crucial point. Pivoting to hidden gems isn't just about avoiding crowds. It provides massive financial relief. Just look at a typical hidden gem budget. You can expect a daily total of around $80 to $150 per person. Stays in these lesser-known towns, they run about $50 to $120 a night. You're eating amazing local food for just $20 to $40 a day. And honestly, the best deal in America? An $80 National Park Pass that covers you for the entire year. The value per dollar here is just undeniable.
Now, to make all this work without travel burnout, you'll want to follow 3 really efficient planning steps. Step 1, focus on just 2 to 3 destinations per region. Please don't try to see the whole country in a week. Step 2, because these spots are off the beaten path, you absolutely must book your remote flights and your limited rental accommodations well in advance. And Step 3, always build in buffer days. When you're dealing with raw nature, like intense desert heat or sudden mountain storms, having weather flexibility is absolutely essential.
So, we've looked at the data, we've mapped out the untouched landscapes, and we've run the numbers. The map is wide open for 2026. My final question to you is, are you going to follow the crowd to the exact same overpriced tourist traps, or will you use this explainer to plan a smart escape and discover something unseen? The choice is entirely yours. Happy travels and keep learning.